Hi, I'm Francine. Have you ever left a place of bondage for freedom? Moving forward in freedom is a beautiful thing. But just like the children of Israel in Exodus 12, they left a place of bondage. But as they moved along the way, on the way to the promise, the bondage then began to look appealing again. You know, sometimes it can be like that in the mind of a human being. They leave a place, an organization that they know was not in their best interest. Have you ever left somewhere you know that is not your best interest? But then because you run into a challenge moving forward, whether it's changing jobs or whatever that might be, and then you run into the challenge and then all of a sudden you began to question your forward motion. You begin to question, was it the right thing? When you knew inside of your heart that the way that you were being treated was not the best for you. So here's what we recognize how our minds come into play. Because see, our bodies moving from a location, shifting from one place to another, is not the holistic approach to bringing freedom. It's just a step. Because really, the freedom is in the mind. It's in the mind that we choose, that we understand, and that we determine that we are worth, you are worth the best that God has for you. You are worth being the best that God has for you. You are worth being treated the best as God has for you. So realize that moving your body from one place does not constitute the kind of staying power that is needed to go forward into uncharted territory. Because when you go forward, so in other words, when you break a mindset, maybe even a mindset that your family has had, and you decide, you know what, I love you, but I can't deal with that anymore. So when you break out of the norm of what you have known and decide that you're going to move forward in greater freedom, it's not enough to just move your body. It is also vitally important to have your mind changed and transformed. You know, Romans 12:2 says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So taking action with your body is one part. The sustaining of the forward motion, the shift or the change, is to change your mind. Because it is when you understand that changing your mind and moving forward from old ways of thinking, old relationships that don't serve you well, it is about being fortified and confident in who you are. It's also being courageous. Because to break out of a herd, if you will, it takes courage, because it might seem like, well, who are my people? But if you want a different set of people that have a mindset of hope and peace and elevation and growth, then your mind has to shift so that you can meet and connect with those people. So I'm so glad you're here, because it is here that we engage and that we go upward in our hearts and in our minds, so that the life that you're destined to live in wholeness is not shipwrecked by a thought of defeatism from within or without. I look forward to chatting with you in the next video. Check out the links to come.